So, you want to make a lot of money. Now, one of the most important pieces to getting started with the Type 10 Defender as a AFK killing machine is you're going to be getting a crew member. I got my crew member at the mostly harmless rank, and he has grown to that. As you can see, I paid him about 607 million credits in his time. What we're going to do is we're going to go to outfitting, we're going to take a look. The big hard points for 3 are going to be mostly my beam lasers, and everything else is going to be pulse lasers. But the pulse lasers are going to have a modification for long range weapon. You can get by with generally anything above about 3 grade, but 2 grade and etc. will work fine. And then under the core utilities, the goal here is to have as much power as you can because you're going to be using those with your weapons. I got here an 8A. I haven't engineered as much, but I have gotten by with this. And then, of course, I got the shield generator because you're going to be AFK. You're not going to be able to be around to save your ship. So having a reliable shield generator is important. It will go down, but typically that's what the rest of the whole modifications will be for. And if you happen to be by, that's what a shell bank is for. Now, we have a cargo rack. This is important to have. Optional, advanced docking computer. I used to have hull reinforcement here, but it would seem that I would waste more hull than not going to the mail slot. So, advanced docking computer is my preferred. Uh, I have the bigger flight hangar because sometimes, well, I may not be AFK. I can jump in, shoot things, and have fun. But it's not needed. Now, what is needed is the commodities. You need to buy something the pirates are going to want to be like, hey, you have this, dump it out, give it to me. So, just about anything, even bio waste, the cheapest, will work. The next piece is the mission board. What you've been looking for is combat missions. And I've noticed that recently, the missions are a little bit variously different, but what I prefer to stick to are missions with a yellow or below. They don't have the a high threat like this one right here that you get by, but this will most likely spawn an anaconda that's going to kick your ass. And if you're not around for dealing with that anaconda, typically it shows up in the first like 5 to 10 minutes. But if you're not around for that, you don't want to take those high risk missions. And so you get missions like this, who just about as much, run the same amount. You sit there and do those. You just stick with those. Now, the goal is to try to get 1 per faction. However, I've noticed that some of these factions don't even produce any at all. Now, you're probably wondering where I'm doing this, and in the Gillespie 868, pretty sure that's how you say that. But the missions were done in LP 932-12, and this is a Federation system. Once you got your crew member, and you've got your missions, and you've got your cargo, you're gonna go ahead and head out over to the missions. So. Now, once you arrive at the system, you're going to go ahead and choose points of interest. We're going to select this resource extraction site, and it's important that you do the lower. Now, one of the things I like to make sure that I do is I like to make sure that my power on the bottom left there, put all the system for a second, and then put the rest into weapons. So it should look like that. As you may see, that we got some NPCs showing up on the board. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and deploy fighter. And we're gonna take, there we go, attack at will. We're gonna turn this to fire at will. Make sure the report crimes against me is off. However, there is system authorities that will be here. And we got some guys watching us here. We got. Now, I've noticed for the first part, they will kind of ignore you, but we can figure out those are mission targets just to get them started for show and tell. I'll go ahead and do this. Now that we got them all pissed off, let's turn to fire at will. Probably should stop moving. And that's what that good range does for you. Here we go. Good looking at some bounty. And we can see that we're working towards our mission goal. Depending on how many you accepted and from how many factions, you see you're working your way towards them. Now, I've noticed that it seems to be a little slow in this particular instance. But what I'll do is I'll typically just get right up to the resource extraction. Just sit there. However, I do notice that the number of ships that appear to be like mining tend to take up the amount of number of ships that could be here in the system to shoot at. And so typically what I might do is I might just restart the session I'm in. Just leave the game and then reconnect. For the most part, I've noticed that seems to work just fine. Come to complete stop. Now, one of the things you can do is you can turn off flight assist, like so, and then boost like that, then turn off your thrusters. And what this will do, once you make sure you're at fire at will, is if the ship's moving around you and getting kind of in your sticky spots, they won't be doing that much when this is working. And yeah, that's kind of a quick little tutorial on how you do JAWS 868 missions to kill pirates AFK.